Hello there, Scorpio. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading is for Scorpio for December of 2019, and I cannot believe the year is already gone. It flew by, didn't it? For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for an overall view of the month, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading, hopefully to bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. Makes all Scorpios out there, I guess, name Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month. And I don't believe the cards are going to go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month like an overall theme for the month. Now, I have a short message for us, and the message is kind of mixed, you know? It's like we have busted our butts for the last several years. Work, 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 like complete it, complete it, complete it. Don't forget to take some time for ourselves, you know? And we're the one that is always helping the others, like advising them. Sometimes it's good to sit down, sit back, and take some advice also. It's like goes one way, it goes the other way. If we need it, go take it, because we have some really wacky cards. I don't know what they're going to mean to all of us, but I do know we are going to be making a lot of choices here, because our first card is on the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups, and that's like when we have all this amazing creative potential. But the difficulty is what choice, what idea do I go with? Which one is the right one? Because they're all flashing through my head. So it's a card of of our imagination and fantasy and just like daydreaming about everything that we could do or want, and there's a number of possibilities or different ways to go, all those kind of things. And I just realized I'll finish the card. I forgot to tell us our words for this month. And so I'll tell you as soon as I'm done with this. So this means that it's really hard to make a choice. There's so much in our lives, but it's like we're the kid. That's what when I was the kid in the candy store that's looking at all the candy, and well, I want to say 1 cent, but these days I don't think anything is 1 cent. So we have a quarter, if that's even possible, for a gumball, and we can't figure out what we're going to buy with a quarter. It's like that crazy kind of energy. So we have all these different things in our mind that we're imagining what can we do with them, and having a hard time deciding what is can we do, what's the reality, right? So I'm going to say, based on the rest of the cards I'm seeing here, you know, maybe sit with it and decide what is the reality. What is the thing I want to bring forward in my life? Pick one or two, you know. Do I want to transform myself? Do I want to look different? Do I need a new haircut? Do I want to build a house? All those kind of energies come with it. So I sit with myself and I pick the thing, that one or two things, and that's the goal, and that's my only focus. Instead of scattering energy, I use the energy appropriately. Now, I forgot to tell us our words for this month, and they're faith, willingness, humor, surrender, and expansiveness. So if any card at all is a card of expansiveness, this is the card, because there's just way too much going on, right? So I'd pick my couple things. I'd be willing to sit with that to decide which ones I want. I would surrender it over, right? and then begin my manifestation process on what is it I truly want. Do I want a new love in my life? Do I want a new job? Because I've been busting my butt at this one and I really don't like my boss. I'm saying that way because of another card we have in here, but to really think about those things. Pick one or two, turn it over to Source, have faith, like our word, that it's going to come to fruition, and be willing to take any steps that would be helpful or serviceable to make that come to fruition if I had to, you know? Because our next card here, we have two major arcana cards in a row. This one's the Hierophant. So this is like a traditional factor in my life. What it could be a philosophy, organization, like the place I work for, any authoritative group that holds some kind of power, right? We may, like we have a loyalty, or we would feel a loyalty to that particular kind of tradition, um, or group, and we would find that it supports us in some way, if I'm saying that right. So we'd want to choose to live in accordance with the group or with the organization. Um, Maybe we have something in common with the group or organization that we really, want to adhere to, or maybe we want to become the leader of the organization, or maybe we are involved with the leader, like our husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and they have this set tradition and a set of rules that we have to adhere to. Okay? So there's a set of rules that we have to adhere to with this card. And if we do not, there's some kind of judgmental quality. Like, all I can think of is Quakers when you get shunned. I think that's the Quaker religion. I'm really not sure, but when you do something wrong, that's outside of their idea of what is perfect, you get shunned, or you get, in trouble, or you get kicked out. Now, we are Scorpio, so sometimes we're not willing to surrender, but our word down here is surrender. That's what's making me laugh. So I'm thinking these cards can go either way. So some of us might want to kick this tradition right out the door, or say, the hell with it. I'm not going to be the Scorpio that's going to run by your rules and walk away from it, because it's limiting me. It's no longer expanding my horizon, it's limiting me in some form, But we have a goal here. We got to pick, something that we're going to manifest. So I don't know where these are coming down in our lives. I'm looking down at this Seven of Cups, so my first thoughts are, what is it? Particularly one or two things to pick, does it fit within this tradition? Maybe, maybe I want to ask someone to get married, and that's the tradition it fits in. Maybe I can't decide, is it going to be a big wedding, a little one, are we going to have children, or maybe it's an organization, and I'm thinking I really want that job there, but there's so many other opportunities out there for me. I could just pick and choose any one, and maybe I don't like the rules in that one, so I'll pick another one. So I can't tell, is this work, love life, what is it particularly? I wished I could, but these are general readings. What I'm going to say is sit with it. Sit with that Seven of Cups, and sit with this another major arcana here, the Hermit, right? And the Hermit is a guiding figure. He could be standing, it's our internal guidance system. And if any of us have an internal guidance system, it's us, Scorpio. So the Hermit can be waiting really close to us, willing to give us our information, our insight at any time we choose, right? And other times it's knocking on our head and saying, pay attention, Scorpio. I'm here. Let the intuition guide you, And we could be aware of that and just not paying attention, just not taking that couple minutes of time because of the Seven Cups energy that we need. So, with this, the Hermit shines the light of our internal world to make it external. So I'd want to meditate, maybe take time in prayer to make my choices from this Seven of Cups thing. Sometimes it'll take an actual physical form where I leave town, go out of town, get away from it all, or turn off the phone, shut the door, close the blinds. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to be involved in anybody else's stuff because I got decisions I got to make. But I'm thinking the Hermit means that that guidance is available to us at any moment and any time that we want to take it. So with this Hermit card, if we're seeking guidance on what choices we need to make with this Seven of Cups, be willing to sit silently, be willing to get the information that I need, and by going within and turning the light on, right? And then surrendering over with faith the guidance that I'm giving, that I'm getting. I said that wrong. It came out of my mouth wrong. Surrender over to Spirit, God, Source, whatever you want to call it. This is what I'm getting. This is what my intuition is telling me is the best path forward because he's shining the light in the dark. So this is the best path forward for me, right? We got all these crazy choices, and we got another card here that's kind of like saying that same thing or similar, and it can be a little bit disruptive when we have all this going on at one time, because our next card here is the Knight of Swords. Male or female, this is air energy, so it's going to be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius type energy. It can be he's usually on a horse, charging forward with that sword right in front of him, he or she, ready to do battle at all times. Remember, the King of Swords is more mature energy, so it can use force, but it only uses force if it's needed. The Knight of Swords energy is more aggressive, overly aggressive energy. And when I think about that, in this card, he's already went into battle. There's already blood all over this sword. So he or she, sorry, I keep saying, they can be someone around us, right? That is in attack mode or in this overly aggressive mode, or it can mean that we ourselves are like aggressively pursuing a lifestyle that will allow us to be ourselves, show our own ideas. Sometimes it brings bad news that could relate to someone close to us or something like that, some kind of conflict that's at hand. It's not a physical conflict because this is mental energy. So it would be like differences of opinion that are really, really strong, or being angry messages being sent back and forth. Also, if it was us, we would be pursuing what we wanted, like intellectual pursuit, because it's a mental type energy to the point where we'd ignore everything else that's going on in our life or expressing our ideas. So, forcefully or bluntly that we get negative feedback from other people. Now, this can also be like someone I'm arguing with or someone in my life that I'm arguing with. The other thing I always think about with this is this can be a boss that's like, they don't ask, they tell. You do that, you know? Or maybe it's my partner or husband, I need that done. And you do it the way they said to do it, or you're out on your ear, that kind of energy. Or the boss that has committed to too many projects, way too many projects, let's say. And in the process of doing that, committing to way too many projects, they can't get them all done. Or the parts to put together the project didn't come in on time. So this other place can get the parts, to put the project together cheaper. So they buy these cheap parts and make us finish the project. And then when the project goes through, right, they sell it to the customer at the high price, and then the thing falls apart. All they're doing is replacing parts, and then they're yelling at us because of it, that kind of energy. They're the one that made the decision. We're the one that's going to pay the price, so it could be fighting with a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend type energy where they're always right, it'll be that type of a thing around it. Or myself, maybe because I have so many ideas going on in my head and I haven't had the time to sort them, I'm not sure what I want, so I'm just rattling away about 90 million things at one time, and it's not workable, you know, and humor's in here, and nobody's thinking this is too funny because I'm being too demanding. So Spirit's saying, don't be so demanding. Don't forget the others that are around us. Remember that original message. We're really good at giving advice, but sometimes we need to take advice. So maybe there's someone I know that would be a person that could actually give me good advice on how to go forward, you know? And maybe it could be the Knight of Swords character, because I'm doing it, blah, 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 and going for it, period. Because this guy already went into battle. Maybe there's somebody out there that's air energy that could advise me on, how to move forward with all of these ideas that are floating around in my head. Because our next card here is the Eight of Swords. So we got two air energies in here, and this card is related to the Two of Swords, the one with the lady blindfolded with the two swords across her chest, right? And that's called the card of denial. And this card is not denial, okay? This card means that I am completely and totally conscious of the choices that are available to me, but I might feel like there's a reason I can't make the choice, or I am unwilling, and our word down here is willingness. Unwilling to make a choice or unable to make a choice, so I'm holding myself in this painful state, like I'm trapped in here. And that is not the truth of this card. She's tied up in these really loose ribbons. She has all these eight swords around her. When I look at this card, I always see the fact that not as only is she blindfolded, right? Her mouth is covered, so she's not speaking up. So it could be a really negative card when you think about it like that, but she has all these swords all around her. All she has to do is shake loose, take off the blindfold, look at the situations clearly, you know, and speak up clearly. That's the way they're saying it. Because whatever it is, it's causing us a lot of unhappiness with this card coming. Um, but we are not without the resources, you know, to to change the matters. And it could just be a temporary, like, bad situation. Um, Sometimes it's a situation we could avoid, period, if we just made the choice. Like the Seven of Cups energy, we could avoid it, period. So, what they're saying with this card is shake off those ties, cut off. You got 8 swords there. Cut off, the swords. It with a sword, cut off the thing if you can't untie it. Cut off my blindfold. Turn around. Look at the situation clearly, because I do know I have a situation, right? I'm not denying it. I feel as if I'm trapped in it or maybe unwilling to make a choice. But we have the word faith here, maybe pulling off that blindfold and laughing and saying, why didn't I speak up or speak my piece sooner, And this word expansiveness, maybe expressing myself, with faith in myself. If it's someone outside of me, that these are things that I want to do. These are things that I'm going to move forward on, maybe, and you can come for the ride or don't. That kind of energy, I can't place them for us where they're coming, down in our lives, but it is that type of energy. So I have a lot of ideas. I have to meditate on them. They may come up, like a new company or something that I like the way their rules go. I like the people they are. Maybe I'm just aggressively pursuing a job, and I am afraid to quit the one I'm in, to take the other one, that kind of energy, but I will do it. So I will speak my piece to whoever I have to, and then I'm moving on. It's that type of energy. Can't make the angel cards up. We got to go for it. Ha! Can you believe that? Your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. We've been working with you on this situation since its genesis, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path, as it will take you very far indeed. Might as well shake off that. All I can think of is we might as well just shake off those ties and get on with it, but really think, go within. What's my intuition telling me? Air energy is mental energy. Use it like that. Use the Knight of Swords energy like that. Might be beneficial to us. You drew this card as an encouragement for the situation you're asking about, and the angels reassure you of a positive outcome, provided you continue to pour your love and guided action into the situation and don't scatter the energy. Remember what Spirit said about picking one or two and pursuing it that way. Can't complete any goal with scattered energy, all right? No matter what part of our life it comes down in. It says, don't hesitate. Now's the right time. You're on the right path. The ideas you have are divinely inspired by the Hermit here, and the angels foresee a successful outcome. There you go, Scorpio. That's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all, thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I truly appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or go neb about me, all the information's in the About section below the screen. Or if you'd like to set an appointment with me, all the information to do that is over at the About section. It is down below the screen, over at the website. There's 2 short videos over at the website. One explains the prayer class that I put out there for you guys. It's really comprehensive. It's 2.5 hours long. Tells you how and why you format prayers that way. The other one is, the other video is on the sutras. Those are simple thought forms. Put them in a meditation that takes 5 minutes a day, and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. It's a really good tool for your toolbox, but videos are 5 or 6 minutes long. They're over at the website now. And to everybody I met through 3 whole years of YouTube videos, and to all of you I've met through 31 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all it's been an honor, privilege, a pleasure, and a joy. And hopefully I'll see you back here next year. Bye-bye.